Okay, I'm Saloni, a software developer at Wise, and also one of the people who run Women Devs. Women Devs is similar to Junior Devs. We are more focused on empowering women to excel in their tech careers. And what we offer is similar stuff. So hands-on technical events, study groups, sessions like these where we share knowledge about the tech industry. And you should join us if you are a woman in tech. Also, if you're a male and you have friends who are women in tech, you should join. Bring the female friend along. Yeah, these are just some of our events in the past. Our upcoming event is part of our interview prep series. It is on resume and referrals. So we'll have a tech recruiter and a solutions engineer on the panel, and we'll be asking questions, getting tips on how to build our resume, especially in today's market. And yes, we also have a link tree where you can join our Telegram, socials, and connect with us in all of these things. We also are looking for speakers and volunteers to help run our community. And also, besides being software developer and director at Women Devs, I'm also a podcaster. Together with me and my two friends, we run Rag Tech, where we try to make tech more accessible to everyone. So the last episode that we spoke on was on how our career doesn't have to be linear and how nowadays we can all pivot into different tech roles. So yeah, do find us on all of these, Spotify and YouTube mainly. So okay, now the thing that you're here for, AI 101 for software developers. We're going to be talking about how AI can be your coding partner and how you can automate the boring stuff and open up new opportunities for yourself. Can I just get a show of hands? How many of you are software developers in this room? Can I get a... Okay, nice, majority, good. It'll be relevant. Okay, what you can expect today is we'll be demystifying some of the common AI terms. We will then look into some real company workflows that companies are already using with AI. We can learn how to work with AI daily. It's going to be my own best practices and pro tips. I'll do a live AI coding demo. It's not live because I realized I can't fit it into a 30-minute session, but I recorded myself doing the whole thing, so it'll be nice. And then I'll leave you with some inspiration at the end. So wait, before we begin with this, I actually have a quick Mentimeter to... Sorry. Do you see the Mentimeter? Yeah, thank you.
Control tab.
I can do it. Okay, thank you so much for for believing in me. And it should be, yeah. So please scan this QR code. And we have really quick 3 questions, so we'll be super quick. So yeah, do you think AI will replace software developers in the next 10 years, even sooner, but will it replace? And yeah, what are your thoughts? Okay. We have, yes, I actually did predict there'll be not sure, quite a lot of not sure, because even I'm not sure. We don't know what's in the future, right? But yeah, okay, very leveled answers, I feel. But yeah, okay, strong no. Okay, we'll see after if we change. Next, how would you rate your familiarity with AI tools? This is the first time I'm using this kind of scale, so let's see how to read this. Okay, medium. Okay, so like familiarity with AI tools is about 3, means you are okay. Okay, cool. Then we have, yep. Oh, did I just close it? Which AI related tools do you use? So I just want to know, like, Copilot, Windsurf. What are the tools that you use? ChatGPT for the win, yes. There are now so many different tools, so I can only imagine. Copilot and ChatGPT, okay, the ones I've heard of, so that's good. Copilot, GPT, Claude, Gemini, Cursor. Oh, got a very small amount of perplexity. Interesting. We have Whisper AI. Interesting stuff. Okay, cool. That was about it. Let's move back to my slides. So, okay, with that, let's come back to, so why AI now? So in the last 2 years, we have actually, software developers have actually adopted AI by 40% more. And LLMs are not just in side project mode anymore, they're actually business critical in workflows already. And engineers who are now using AI tools are delivering features much faster. So therefore, we are looking at AI right now. So okay, the first concept, LLM. So you can imagine LLM as this autocomplete on steroids, okay? But instead of guessing your next word, it actually also plans a whole function, summarizes an API doc, or explain your own code back to you. So that's what LLM is. And you as software developers, you won't really be training one, but you will be plugging into APIs like OpenAI, Anthropic. So yeah, that's LLM. Now, AI agents, right? Personally, I was actually very surprised by what AI agents actually mean. I'll show you what it is. So AI is like, agents are like interns who know where to go to fetch you information, do something with this information, and go back to you for review. So that's what AI agents are, and it uses LLM to reason and then call a certain action. So an example would be support bot. Like a support bot, it takes in like a customer's ticket, reads what's the customer's problem, and then finds the relevant information in certain documents, gets those documents information, and then sends it back to the LLM to now reply back to the customer. So let's look at this in code. So I'll walk over here. So what it is, step one is read and understand the ticket. So we first call LLM. This is in Python, by the way. Analyze this ticket and create a plan. So give the ticket's content to the LLM together with this prompt. Then step two, plan, which is decide what action to do next. So according to the plan, it would have given you a query. Call the API, call the docs API with this query. It will then give you all the relevant document information. Then go back to the LLM, which is now step three, act. Draft a helpful reply using this ticket and doc info and reply back to the customer. Basically, AI agent is a program. That was mind-blowing for me. People are like throwing these buzzwords around. It's just a software program, which does these 3 steps in different complex order. So yep, that's an AI agent for you. Next, we have MCP servers. So has anyone already like integrated with MCPs and tried it out? Not many, yes. Actually, okay, yeah, good that you have. But it's actually also another buzzword. It's basically what it is a replacement of your REST API. That's MCP. So MCP, as you know, is a protocol, just like HTTP is a protocol. So it's just a way of communication. So what actually has happened now is MCP servers are basically this connection to AI to your company's data. Connection with AI to your company's data. So AI can fetch files, query company data, read code without exposing things that you don't want to expose. So let's look at an example for this. So this is the regular way of doing things. So what we're doing here is we are integrating with Jira. Everyone knows Jira, right? We're integrating with Jira, and this is the main part here. We want to call this Jira endpoint, which is API search, and we are giving it this query. You can all see, right? It's clear. Oh, a bit mood lights, please. So we want to query project and status open. So basically all open tickets in my project, which is called PROJ, and then it returns with the issues and keys and summary, then we use it in a certain manner. But now with MCP, which basically the MCP of Jira, we just have to call MCP Jira with a query, a human readable query, which is list all open bugs in my project with summaries, and it will give you just that. You don't have to give this ugly thing. So yeah, that's all it is. MCP is just a better REST API. Okay. Now let's look at how companies use AI. We're going to be looking at some examples. So the first one is Uber. So this is from Uber's engineering blog. Found it quite interesting. If you have a look at the blog, it actually talks about how they have set this up really nicely. But basically what this is Uber as a company, they receive all different kinds of invoices in different formats. And what they do is basically written here. So they take the PDF, they do PDF to image conversion, and then OCR on that image to extract the text. And then you call LLM with that information and ask it, extract like whichever information that you want from this document. And it probably will give you like a fixed JSON. You have to tell the LLM to give you a fixed JSON, and then you can put it on your website. So one thing that Uber mentioned in their blog is that they still have human in the loop, which is very important. You can't just trust AI completely, and it is not 100% accurate all the time. This is, I think in their website they mentioned 80+% accuracy, and therefore you need a human in the loop. So after it does its magic, a human still manually verifies the information, corrects it if it's incorrect, and then proceed. But it still made their operations a lot faster. So yeah, that's one way companies are using LLMs. And then there is Shopify. So Shopify, what it did was, once you upload an image of a product that you want to sell, it actually, is that loading? Yes, it's loading, sorry. It actually auto-generates the description of your product for you. That's how Shopify has been using LLM. Why is this not working? Yeah, so you can set the tone of the product description that you want, and then it does it. It will come up with a description, and then it still will ask the customer to verify the product description, because it could be anything, right? It could have misinterpreted your product itself, or you might not like the tone. So still there's human in the loop, but AI has made things a lot faster for you. You didn't have to think of how should I describe my product anymore. So that was that. Okay. And then we have Notion. Anyone here uses Notion? I don't know, maybe it's, oh, okay, not too bad. I use Notion. So Notion has AI knowledge bases. So whatever notes, it's a note-taking app, kind of, a bit more intelligent. Whatever notes you have put it into your workspace, it will allow you to search on it, like chat with your notes. So that's how Notion has done their AI integration. And then there is Duolingo. I guess if I can.
How's your job going?
Basically, it's talking to a conversational AI bot and practicing the language that they want to practice. And it's super cool if you actually watch the video. The AI is super mean in this. The personality is a mean personality. So super interesting. They are using the way they are using AI in Duolingo. And now it's back to us. How do we use AI in our daily lives as software developers? So these are some of the things that I do with AI. There's this term that I recently learned. It's called leaf node coding. So leaf node coding basically means leaf node means things at the peripheral of your code base. So recently what I did was I used at my work I used Windsurf and Copilot together. Don't ask me, but they just work together. So one example that I used recently was I had to implement this feature which doesn't really touch the rest of the code base, but it is in the code base, but it doesn't touch the rest of the files. I have to create new files, and it's a whole piece by itself. It doesn't have to run integrate with other files, other classes. So for that, I actually wrote up my entire ADR and how I would like to implement it in the prompt, and then it actually just did its magic, and it was 70% I accepted its code. Of course, I still had to review because it's not as smart as you would think it is. It didn't take care of things like concurrency. I was doing an upsert in a database. It didn't think that what if two threads are doing it at the same time? So it didn't introduce things like locking and things like that. So I did have to step in, but 70% of the code was written by this AI tool. And that's called leaf node coding. So you let it handle independent pieces of work that doesn't need great understanding of your existing code base. I think it works best for now. It might do better in the future, but if you don't want too much headache, then do it this way. So yeah, utility functions, regex, data parsers. So this example here is from the internet. It is to find duplicate records in a CSV, write a script for it. It can do this really easily. Next is code reviews and PR comments. So at least in my company, we have Copilot in GitHub integrated already. So it auto reviews our codes for us before a human even does it. But my personal opinion until now is 70% of the time, it is not so effective. It does like really nitpicks. And it's wrong a lot of the times as well. Like I don't know how, but it told me wrong JavaScript logic. So how I just ignore it. But sometimes it does like point out some grammatical errors, which is good, I guess. But how I use it is basically to, when I find something that, okay, I know that this is, okay, I think I have an example. Yeah, so this is a very common thing that we see in a lot of PRs. People comparing, I'm from Java world, by the way. So this is in Java. Comparing a variable with a noun. So I know this is not so good to do. Do you all know? Do you know why this is not so good? No? Yes, I heard the word. Yes, it's null pointer. You have a potential null pointer if expenses is null. Because that's the first one that you're comparing with. Java doesn't have that. So then how I do with this is, because I have lots of junior developers in my team, I don't want to like go and explain to them why I would say this thing. I would just explain why this is wrong as a PR comment, okay? And then it comes up with, consider using this or checking this depending on your intent. This will make your code readable and avoid potential null pointers. So it explained and gave suggestions. So you see how it made blunt, cryptic comment into something clear and beginner friendly. Like I use it for these kind of things. Basically, I don't have to think so much in English anymore. I think in code. So another thing I use it for is explaining tricky frameworks. So back to my earlier example, I'm very, very Java, by the way. I use Spring, and I don't know if any of you even use. You too? Yes, thank you. Because I felt I was talking to aliens. So the other day when I was looking at my optimistic locking problem, I actually forgot how to implement, how how does optimistic log even work with JPA, like as the Java persistence abstraction, I think, something, the layer over your database. So I just asked it, asked AI, and then it came up with this very nice, simple answer. And all I needed was, you need to add the add version to your class, and that's how it will automatically handle optimistic log for you. So yeah, it's really good in explaining concepts and things to you that you don't have to put all this mental load on yourself. And yeah, the next best thing is never leaving your IDE. Because now AI tools, coding tools can actually also search Stack Overflow for you. So it is inbuilt. If it runs into this loop, or it can't solve your problem, or if it's beyond its database, knowledge base, like before 2025, after 2025, like a recent thing, it will then itself search the web and find the answer for you and implement it. So I never leave the IDE while I'm working, while I'm coding now. And yeah, so fewer context switch, fewer, you know how sometimes you're on your IDE and it's dark mode, and then suddenly you switch to Google and it's like all bright. No more. Just stay within your IDE. And lastly, I think this is the last one. Lastly, I stopped writing tests. I just ask it to write tests. Also, it writes a code also, but then it also writes a test. And it comes up with edge cases and everything. But one thing that I did have to do is, I always do have to remember to ask it to look at sample files to understand how we implement this test. Because sometimes we use different frameworks and different way of writing given, when, then. It doesn't really follow by itself. I have to tell it to follow our style of doing things. So yeah, but it does it really well. Yeah. The pictures here are just from the internet. Model, I use Claude, the Sonnet. It's Claude Sonnet 2. Is it 2.7? I can't remember. But yeah, I don't think I have that one on my. It's not the latest, I know. So GPT, I actually don't really care which one it's using. It usually gives me a somewhat valid answer. I'm good with it. Yes. So yeah, I'm not very particular. I know that there are talks out there about different models are good for different things. I'm not very on top of those things. I'm just like, LLM is LLM. Okay, yes, live demo time. Can I just check how much? Okay, I have 7 minutes-ish, I guess. So for the live demo, so I actually use Windsurf for my day-to-day coding and vibe coding especially. And Windsurf does have like 500 free credits, but I used it all up already. I created like 3 apps from the free credits. And I liked it so much that I subscribed to it. But then now that I've subscribed to it, I don't want to just waste my API calls doing a random demo for you guys. So I created an app that I'll actually use. So to give context, I'm the kind of person who every month, actually, I go through my expenses. So I play the credit card game, and I have lots of credit cards. And all these different credit card companies do not have a very nice UI for me to see where exactly am I spending my money. So what I do is I download the CSV, put it into this app that I created 3 years ago. I'm a backend developer, therefore the UI looks bad. I actually don't even use the UI. I just read the JSON that I get from my backend API. I made this to demonstrate to people 2 years ago. But this is the simplest thing that I want from my, I just need to know, given a list of bank statements, where did I spend, which categories did I spend my money? So like if it reads Golden Village, that's entertainment. So 3 years ago, I did this hard-coded. Every time a new bank label comes in, statement label comes in, I will put it into my dictionary, and then it auto-categorizes it. So now that I can vibe code, create apps in like an hour, I decided to make a cooler version of this app using AI. So as in the app is created using AI plus it uses AI within it. So here. So I recorded a video of it. It's and I super sped it. Okay, so how I usually begin is I will brain dump my idea into ChatGPT. ChatGPT because I like its clean UI, but I'll use Windsurf later. So this is where I'll like generate a prompt, and this is what I wanted to do. This is the prompt that it comes up with. So yes, I use AI to generate a prompt also. I don't even prompt properly. I reverse engineer the AI. So then I will just copy this. I actually asked it to create a prompt that does this thing for a vibe coding app. So then I realized I didn't put in the tech stack. I wanted to use a tech stack that I'm comfortable with because I might have to interfere with it. So I'm comfortable with Next.js and Material UI because it doesn't use a default material, default CSS by itself, a UI framework. So I gave it the easiest one I know. So it's something decent comes. So if not, it was very rudimentary HTML. So then this is Windsurf. I pasted it in. It is now planning exactly how it's going to be implementing this project. It is now asking me to run stuff. So it wants to create a directory. You can actually automate this that don't even ask me, just run it. But I have trust issues. I actually one by one click it to run it. And yeah, so this is now installing npm create next app. Yeah, so it's now doing that. It is installing dependencies. I've now fast forwarded it to after it has generated some code for me. And you can see it does generate code. It itself creates code with linting issues and like React errors, and then it'll fix it. So it can detect that there are lint errors and things like that. It'll fix it, and after it fixes it, the UI step remains updating the plan. So I think it is updating. And then it asked me to run it, and then when I ran it, it did not do anything. So then I'm like, nothing happened. And then it's thinking, so let me check, and it's checking. And after that, it would say something like, it will detect that nothing happened because maybe the CSV doesn't have anything, or I think it will say somewhere where the formatting maybe is not what it expected it to be, which makes sense. I didn't even give it the CSV that I expected to parse. So then I gave it a sample CSV, and then it understood that, oh, okay, doesn't have headers and column names. So then it wrote a parser for my specific CSV, and then it implements it. And then I will test it out, and then error happened. So I copied the error, pasted it in. So I see the issue. The previous edit created syntax errors. So then sometimes what happens is, I hope it's in the recording, it wasn't able to read or write something. Yeah. So then what I did was I created a copy. This is me being too excited. I early went test the code. It wasn't even done yet. So it then copied the file and then fixed the other file, and then later it would ask me to delete the original file and replace it with the new file. That I'll completely rewrite the table. So it does that, and then voila, it worked. It created a better app than I did. Yeah. You can even change the categories. So that's the end, and then so then I think that's the end. Yeah. So now that you have seen a live demo of vibe coded app, call to action. I hope this inspired you, and anyone can now actually code. You might still need actually some software development skills, but if you try to be dumb, it will get you somewhere still. So yeah, build something small this week. You can use Windsurf. You can create 3 apps for free in their free credit stuff. Join a hackathon, which actually expedites you into trying out all of these different things at a much faster pace. Use AI daily for a coding task like I shared, and follow Women Devs for more such talks, because we are going to do part 2, part 3 as as we are learning in Women Devs, they're also sharing our knowledge. So yes, follow us. Thank you.